Yo, what's up? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. For the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I want my rants and my opinions to broaden your horizon. And to get into contact with me, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. Hoppe Radio. There you can chat me live and listen live. Tweet me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and I will be sure to get back to you in real time. And we are live at the Kevin Howley setup here in beautiful Newport Richey, as I'm sitting in, hanging out with Kevin. What up, dude?
Are you sitting in, or am I sitting in?
It feels like you're sitting in a weird way.
Well, it's because it looks like I'm sitting when I stand next to you.
Yes, you are very short.
Yes, I am.
Where can people find you at?
KevinHollyShow.com, brother.
All right, we have so much to get into. You remember that Playboy model last year that took that selfie in the locker room of like a ugly woman that was like...
In a gym locker room?
Yes, there was a woman who may not have been the best looking woman. She was out of shape, I guess, and she was in the back of the bathroom, and I think she had a big gut. And Dani Mathers, this Playboy model, like tweeted, "Ew, oh my God, this is so gross," and put it on like Snapchat.
I do remember, yeah.
Well, she was given some community service hours, and she, because it was a criminal case, but she's not going through with it. And this really proves how this imbecile Dani Mathers is like a raging narcissist. She's that type of good-looking girl where she thinks she can do whatever she wants because her whole life, everything has been given to her. She's such a good-looking girl that she could have got any guy she wanted. She can get any drink she wants at a bar. And that's not me being sexist. That's just me being real. So she thinks she can get away with this. And I love that the judge is trying to slam it on her. No pun intended.
How old was the woman that she ridiculed?
She looked older. She looked like she was 40, 50. You know those like older people you see in the locker room at gyms?
I'm 40 or 50, so...
Okay, well, what I'm saying is the ones that have bad bodies where it's like sagging already, maybe 50s or older, that's the type of body it looked like. But the media blurred it out. There's no way you could find the original one, and I don't know why I'd want to look at it. Anyway. All right, it says here, Playmate Dani Mathers is slacking, and the judge let her know about it. And when you look at her picture, here, I printed out from TMZ, she doesn't even look like she's sorry whatsoever. It's the type of, oh, everything's been given to me. I'm just not going to do the community service that I'm being asked of. Dani Mathers, former Playmate, was in court Friday where she was supposed to submit proof of more community service hours as a part of her plea in her criminal invasion of privacy case. This wasn't some joke where the girl she took a pic of got mad at her and they're like, oh, we're going to forget about it. She has actual community service hours that she needs to go through. This isn't like a joke, Dani Mathers. No, you made fun of that woman. We're going to move on. You have to do community service hours. And she's not doing any of it.
Can I see the picture of her?
Yeah.
Let me see this.
What up? It's just so infuriating because if this was any other average Joe, man, they would be given more hours, or they'd say the next time you're in jail. But because it's a Playmate that has money and has a good lawyer, it's like, oh my God.
I think that picture is community service enough. I mean, she was a Playboy model.
It shows how much makeup she needs. And I'm not saying this in a rude way, but it really shows that a lot of the girls that are like models or Playmates, and I'm not trying to be rude, it's crazy. And this is what any hot girl. There's a difference between hot and beautiful. It's amazing with the hot girls how much makeup does that. And that's proof right there, and I'm just being honest.
How much makeup and hair gel is her attorney wearing? Look at that guy. What is that? Is that
unreal? All right.
Thor?
It says here, the judge reminded her of her obligations and advised her to get on it. She has to return to court January 17th for proof of completion or else. She has to do 30 days of graffiti removal or serve 45 days in jail. Man, how dumb of a Playmate are you? How dumb are you when you're like, I'm going to actually try and see what the judge is about?
Now, if you're a graffiti artist, would you go to her neck of the woods and just start putting graffiti up?
Malibu.
Yeah, you know?
All the nice parts of Los Angeles.
Yeah, calling her a whore, you know?
Because you know she's going to like the bad neighborhoods. 'Cause this is out in Los Angeles, so they're probably having her go to like Compton and the bad parts of Los Angeles and clean up the graffiti. And you know she's like, I'm better than this. I'm Dani Mathers. I was a Playmate. I used to hang out with Hugh Hefner potentially. I shouldn't be here cleaning up graffiti because I'm an imbecile that Snapchatted a woman.
Yeah, as she's scrubbing.
Could you imagine if I did that? Local podcast and boxing champion out of Tampa literally takes a selfie of a naked dude in the locker room. I would be shunned on the radio, and any normal Joe would be shunned from their job. It's just because she's like a good-looking Playboy model. We're like, oh, oops, didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, and as she's scrubbing away, I blow goats on the side of the building. It's going to be horrible.
Oh, my God. Also in the news here. This was also infuriating. There's news that's annoying like that, but then there's news like this that's absolutely infuriating.
Just put that
and I have to tread carefully when I talk about it, but man, it's just... Snoop Dogg's new album shows him hanging over a dead body of Donald Trump. Let me reread that. Maybe you didn't hear it correctly. Maybe you're like, no, Hoppe, you're reading something from The Onion. No, this is from the Business Insider, and this is all over the news. Snoop Dogg's new album cover features him hanging over a dead body of Donald Trump.
How'd he die?
We will find out in the article, but could you imagine? Not even just Obama. Could you imagine if like Chingy or some rapper from 2004 to 2008 took a picture of them hanging over Bush's dead body? As much as we hated Bush, we would have been appalled. How much we hated Clinton, we would have been appalled. And Obama as well, obviously. Oh my God. Just because 50% of this country hates our president means it's okay for this rapper to hang over his dead body on the cover of his album?
What's your source? I beg to differ on the numbers.
Get out of here.
It's my place.
You have to be the guy that has to put me in my place.
Sometimes.
You're the sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick.
Snoop Dogg's new album cover for his latest EP. If you're going to at least talk about Trump and have a dead pic of him, don't make the name of the album Make America Crip Again.
What exactly does that mean?
Crips and Bloods, the gangs.
The gangs?
Here's what's annoying. I have to tread on this lightly, but we wonder why all this crime happens, and I'm not going to even go into it, obviously. Chicago, Baltimore, St. Louis, a lot of the Midwest cities, Cincinnati, Cleveland, any city ever. We wonder why there's so much violence. And this could go with any race, any culture. It's not even just the bad neighborhoods. We wonder why there's so much violence going on. It's because we accept people like Ice Cube to make America crip again, and there's not enough outrage because a lot of people... He did it in the 90s too, but Snoop Dogg did it this time.
The American Coco's Most Wanted?
Yes.
That was? Yeah.
But oh my God. And what does that even mean? Make America crip again.
I think it's...
Aren't Crips and Bloods the reason that we have crime in Los Angeles and people die? I'm just being honest.
In the past, yeah, I think it's beyond that now. It's MS-13, it's motorcycle gangs, it's a whole collection.
But just to even say Make America, it could be any gang ever.
Well,
if it was Motorcycle Gang, or Make It Bloods again, or some of the gangs in Chicago, I would have an issue with the name. Because this country is so separated that we shouldn't have rappers separating it even more with infuriating things like this. And this would happen if this was anything about a dead president. It's not just rap music. Any sort of genre. We wonder why we hate each other as a country and why we all cannot get along. It's because we endorse music like this.
I think it's beyond just all of us hating each other. That's what the media wants you to think. Kill your TV, man. But also, I think it's a great play on words. I think it's a fantastic rap album. Make It America Crip Again? That would be badass. You didn't take a cheap shot on a dead body of the president. That's what ruined it.
I have to disagree with you wholeheartedly because it influences kids to either join gangs or think that it's okay.
Or
think that it's okay.
Listening to rap music.
Okay.
They shouldn't be listening
because there's no access to music anywhere. You can only get the CDs. There's not Spotify. There's not YouTube, Daily Motion. There's not SoundCloud. There's not Tidal. There's not Google Music. There's not YouTube. You can get music anywhere. That whole argument of, oh, well, the parents should do a better job. It's really hard now in 2017. Yeah, you can block the websites, but your kid will always figure out a way to get to the porn and get to the rap music and get to the TV shows you don't want him watching. Trust me.
Well, let's look at Snoop Dogg then. Look back at.
So what I'm saying is the excuse of you saying to me that parents should just not have their kids look at it, that's an invalid excuse because you're going to always have a way for kids to find it.
And it always goes back to the media. Stop reporting about it. Nobody cares anyway. So stop putting it on the 7 o'clock news, and my kids won't have to see it while they're eating their dinner. Now I can't watch the news at dinner?
It really is everybody's fault. Nobody is doing a good job right now in the media whatsoever. Like, I don't remember it ever being this bad. Like, it's a very bad thing that Snoop Dogg made this album, Make America Crip Again. Like, it's not a good thing. There's nothing positive that comes out of it. But what I'm saying is this. The media did talk about it. Kevin's right about that. But, man, the media really tells us what we need to think and if we should be in panic mode or not. And what I mean by that is they're so influential that we do panic over the news. I will keep talking about it. You're going to say to me, well, Hoppe, if you don't want to talk about it, don't report it like the media. I have to because I work in the media. But what I'm saying is this. Can you imagine, Kevin, if the media and douchebags like Anderson Cooper and Megyn Kelly and all of those just imbeciles that spread hatred and just spread negativity all the time in the news. Can you imagine how influential it'd be if CNN, Fox News, Nancy Grace on HLN, CNN, if they spent the time talking about some good news, it would brainwash the viewers to want to watch it. I'm sick of hearing, well, nobody wants to see good news. The reason we think we don't want to see good news is because we see bad news all the time and we see murder all the time that we think that's what we want. But if we were to have it shoved down our throats and you were to have whole shows on CNN, on Fox News, on MSNBC just about being positive, people would watch it. It's just an excuse because these hacky pieces of dirt that run the networks just want to make money off of dead people. But if they really were to have a positive show on the news, trust me, people would watch it. It's such an old excuse. Oh, people just like negative things. No. No, we don't. You're just saying that because you want us to believe you think we think that because you just keep showing it. But if you were to show actual good things, then maybe something would change.
I have to agree with you 1,000% right there.
It is so infuriating. We let them brainwash us. And listen, I'm not the type of guy, I hate going, oh, fake news, oh, the liberal media, oh, the right-wing media. I hate hating on one side, like comics like Chelsea Handler go hard against the right, and then there's people like James Woods that are just out of their mind and racist that go hard on the left. I think people like that are one-sided are out of their mind. You have to be in the middle at some point. But what I'm saying to you is, I do think that most of the news is accurate. It might be a little bit over-exaggerated, but I do think that Donald Trump using the word fake news makes us think that there's more fake news than there is. We notice it now because he pointed it out, and that's a good thing. But he keeps harping on it, so then 50% of the country thinks that everything's fake, and I really don't think that much is fake.
Well, you mentioned, both sides, and I think that a lot of the people...
Everyone's at fault. Nobody's in the positive here.
What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the people that are on slightly right of center already knew that was mostly fake news, and that it was liberal owned.
But what I'm saying is I don't think it's most of it. I know some of it doesn't get reported, but I don't think they're just making up headlines. I just believe that people go by Trump's hashtag fake news, and now we're so into it. It's a catchphrase. It's a meme. But I don't think the news is that bad. I just think they talk about things too much on one topic.
Ryan, I think the more you become educated, the more educated you become, the more slightly right of center you become.
I definitely will say that I am for gay marriage, gay rights. I think a woman should have a right to an abortion. But man, I used to be more proud for leaning left. But man, some liberals are such pussies. Oh my God. And such right-wing people are out-of-touch imbeciles that are in the 70s. So there's both sides to it. But man, the liberals are so uptight. we'll talk about the joke that Larry David made on SNL and how I actually thought it was okay. Was it a good joke? And we'll get into it. But was it a good joke that Larry David made? Was it a smart choice? No. Was it funny? Kinda.
Was it offensive? I don't think so.
Well, it was very offensive. It was actually a bad joke. But it was pretty funny. I'm just surprised he thought that was going to fly on NBC. But I guess it shows that Larry David doesn't care. To wrap up my whole take on fake news and everything, is I just don't think everything's that bad in the world. Everything's that bad in the media. I think most news that's reported is true. But I also do think that we need to have our own original opinion. I think we base things way too much off of one person's opinion on Fox News, and then we just believe everything. I think most of it is true, but I think you can't just watch the news and then immediately get your own opinion. I think you should watch both sides, read everything, and then sit back on the couch and go, what do I really think? I think we often let the news, any side, right or left, it doesn't matter, let us think what we want to think.
I think you're better off investigating it on your own. Look at FBI records, look at public record, and don't even watch the news. Kill your TV and figure it out for yourselves, and talk to each other. You know what I mean? And have your discussions and make opinions in that respect. I don't think either side, in any respect, is accurate in the news. I totally disagree with you.
How can people tweet at you, Kevin?
At Kevin Holly Show 4, the number 4 on Twitter.
I'm at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Also, get the Hoppe Radio app, and you can chat me live there. And if you're listening on demand, it's Ryan Hoppe Radio at gmail.com. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this, and we have so much to get into. Do not touch that computer mouse, that tablet, however the hell you're listening to my show.
I read your show every Tuesday, man.
No, you don't. You put me in my place for a good discussion.
Well, I mean, you actually were pretty much dead on. Same opinion as me. The media, dude. You know, I mean, I could add my own little tweakiness to it. But
why is the headphones not playing? They fall out? Yeah.
I mean, your show's good, but it's not as good as my haircut tonight, you know? Just throwing it out.
Your haircut is pretty sexy, dude.
Look, you know. I look like Cal from Titanic now, you know what I mean?
How do you turn this on?
It's already on.
It's all the way up.
You turn the headphones off and tab 2. Would be this 2. Don't pull my headphones out though. It's you can't really do it live. It might kill your whole feed, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Who the hell is watching this right now? Let me see. What up, Barry? What up, Jeff? What up, Melissa? What up, Thomas?
Hey, it's my mom. Hi,
We'll
Mom.
be back in about 2 minutes. Is it?
No.
Oh, I've been flattered.
Is that Iron Man? Tony Stark right there?
Where?
Oh, that's me. My bad.
Oh, wow. Cocky over here.
Yeah, it's all about cock chat. Are you okay? God bless you. What the hell is that?
Hiccup.
Stop hiccuping. Stop.
I've been having hiccups. I'm just like silently hiccuping.
Stop it.
It's a ball about it.
Yo, what up, AJ? Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. I see that AJ is watching. AJ's Freela. I think I said his name right. I hope I did. He's on the Lazy Ass podcast with Gareth and Pugs, who are from the promotions team. So look up the Lazy Ass podcast on SoundCloud and maybe iTunes. I think they're on there. Also watching on Hoppe TV right now is Luis Lopez, a.k.a. Lewis 2 Live, the guy that goes, Hoppe Hour. So check out his work, lewis2live.com, if you want some voiceover for your podcast. All right, we have so much to get into. So you know about LeVar Ball, that over-the-top dad that cares too much about what his kids are doing in basketball because he never was good at playing? You know, his kid Lonzo plays for the Lakers?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Let me explain it. And let me explain it to everybody that doesn't watch basketball, because I had a girl on the promotions team, Gloria, and I've had other people tell me that I need to explain things more and not just get into the articles so I can paint you guys a picture. So here it is. Lonzo Ball played at UCLA last year. He's one of the top recruits, one of the best players in the country. And in like March or April, Lonzo Ball was on a play-by-play, announcing a play-by-play for his game, for his kid at his kid's game, doing like the analysis. And he said that his kid was better than Curry, who at that point was an NBA champion and MVP. He was saying his kid was already better than Curry. So what happened was the media freaked out. It's this outrageous African man, and it drives the media nuts. It doesn't drive me nuts at all. I don't care. But he's just African American. He's loud. He's crazy. And he just goes, my kid's the best player of all time. Move over, Michael Jordan. I could beat you one-on-one, Michael Jordan. He just says these outlandish, crazy things. LeVar Ball, the dad of Lonzo, he just says all these crazy things. And the media always reports on it. After a game, you can go, my son blew up John Wall. And he didn't even blow up John Wall against the Wizards when it was the Lakers Wizards. There's all these examples. LeVar Ball will always say outrageous things. So people root against him. I don't really root against him because I don't care either way. I think it's funny and it gives my show material. At first, he annoyed me, but now I find it funny. But the thing with LeVar is everybody hates him. Players are going hard against Lonzo. Like in the first game of the season, Patrick Beverley just defended the hell out of Lonzo. And players just hate playing against Lonzo. He's very cocky. He has his own rap album or a CD he just released called BBB. It's terrible. Horrible. The only reason he got that record is because he's Lonzo Ball and his dad was very good at getting their big baller brand. So, did I paint a picture for you?
Yeah.
Did I explain?
I was going to ask what BBB was, but you totally answered it just now. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Guess what happened? So, LeVar Ball has 3 sons. One is Lonzo, who plays for the Lakers, I just talked about, and he has 2 sons that are like in 12th grade. They're like 18 and 17. And they're going to be really good players too. They're going to be so much better than their dad. I don't know where the genes came from because their dad averaged like 1 point in college. But these kids are like ballers. You ready? You ready for this?
I can't wait.
Oh, the news media loved this. Twitter loved this. My eyes opened up when I saw this. I was like, what? LeVar's son taken in China for shoplifting.
What did he steal?
Dude,
Balls?
it doesn't even matter what race, what ethnicity, what gender you are. If you promote yourself that much for being a big baller, if you promote yourself as, my kids are going to be the next Michael Jordans, they're so great, then you better not be shoplifting things over in China because ballers don't do that. Broke-ass bitches do that. Ballers can just buy what they want at the shop. Yeah. And comparing your kid to Curry or Michael Jordan, yeah, maybe they cheat on their wife like Michael Jordan did. I don't think Curry does, but they all have their flaws. But that's normal flaws. You don't see them shoplifting. This is just a case of awful parenting. And I hate often critiquing other parents because I'm not a parent myself, so I don't think it's fair at times to critique parents. But I'm very confident in saying that Lonzo Ball has an awful father in LeVar. I mean, it just seems like he spoils the hell out of the kids. Just spoils them and lives through them so much that it's not healthy.
Well, what's the actual story? Was he found guilty of shoplifting?
It happened today. Here's what happened. LeVar Ball's middle son was taken in for shoplifting from a Louis Vuitton shop in China, ESPN reports. Which, number one, if you did it in Los Angeles, you could just say, oh yeah, we're wild, we're crazy. But man, you do not want to mess up overseas, especially China. That is not a place you want to shoplift. You should never shoplift. But if you want to do shoplifting, do it in America, where they'll just kind of have you pay $400. You do a little bit of community service, and then you're good.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying it's a good thing to shoplift whatsoever.
But if you're going to do it in America.
Don't do it overseas in China. It's very obvious. It's an awful thing to do. I think it's a scumbag move. I think you should earn your money and then buy it. It's very awful for the business. But what I'm saying is they're idiots for doing it over in China.
Dude, what did he really steal?
LiAngelo Ball
was it a fake Louis Vuitton bag in China?
It was at a Louis Vuitton shop, an official store.
It could have been fake. I mean, it's China, dude.
And you're all about fake.
I'm just saying, it could be fake news.
So it means it's better that he potentially bought a thing that's fake?
Well, it's not like he stole like 38 cars in 24
right.
hours. You know what I mean? So spoiled. I mean, did you steal a candy bar? What do you really get?
Let me get to it. LiAngelo Ball was one of 3 players from UCLA in China before the Bruins season opening game. Oh, man. So this is before their premier game. Like, this is, like, big time.
What did he steal exactly?
They are both 6'8". I'm getting to the article. Let me get to it.
Was it like Jameis Winston? Like he stole crab legs? Or what did he really steal? I mean, from a Louis
It
Vuitton.
doesn't list yet in the article. It will not say. But I don't care if he took a lollipop. I don't care if he took a pair of socks or a Louis Vuitton bag. I don't care what he took. It's the fact that LeVar and Lonzo and all of them market themselves so much. And they're so much about, we're going to be the next big thing. They have a show on Facebook, a TV show on Facebook called Ball in the Family, a play on words to All in the Family. They act like they are greatness. Greatness doesn't shoplift. Paris Hilton in 2005 shoplifts. So your actions today were equivalent to Paris Hilton of 12 years ago.
It was show prep. That's all. Show prep. Yeah, go to China, steal some bags from a fake Louis Vuitton store. Show prep, dude.
I got a comment from Brody. He goes, which son? It's LiAngelo. He goes, I watched his show on YouTube. They got his son who's going to class driving a Porsche. That's what I'm saying is, for you to be an all-time great player of anything, it's talk radio, it's TV, if it's anything you have to work for, even girls in porn, they have to do a lot of videos. Whatever you do, anything in life, what I've noticed is you have to put in a lot of hours, and I hate using that very normal word of grinding, very cliche, but it seems like you often have to keep on grinding and just don't give up.
Or you could just steal a Porsche like that guy did.
He didn't steal it, Kevin.
Are you sure?
Don't put words on my show.
Fake news.
Lonzo makes a lot of money, I'm just saying. But listen. What I'm saying is, you can't go around doing that. You just can't. For you to succeed in life, you have to put in the hours. You can't do it by overcompensating, by being a narcissist of a family. That's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, you guys might be great players, but maybe you'll be nothing. The only way you're going to be great players is if you don't do anything in public. You keep your head down and you get in the gym and you shoot free throws all day and you dunk the ball and you just practice all day. Yeah, Kobe Bryant had the rape case in like 14 years ago, but he also was pretty quiet off the scenes. LeBron James, quiet off the scenes. Michael Jordan, mostly quiet off the scenes. All the players that keep to themselves are the ones that do the best. The ones that have attention that get into trouble, Ron Artest, Lamar Odom, Marbury 14 years ago when he played on the Knicks. All the players that get themselves in trouble are the ones that you go, they had so much potential. They could have been an all-time great, but their issues off the court prevented them from being that. And I just kind of see that with the Ball family. I think they're going to be good players, but man, if you have that influence around you and you have those decision-making skills to think it's smart to shoplift in a different country when you're at your season opener against Georgia Tech, you might not go far. I'm just being real. And that's if you're doing anything in life. If you're a podcast host, if you're in porn, if you're on a TV show, if you're an actor, if you're an athlete, if you're anything, if you're a gymnast, anything. If you're making that decision to shoplift in China, you're not very smart and you might not make it far. I'm just saying, you don't have good mentors around you.
You know, speaking of people,
How idiotic is that? Shoplifting in China. Like, if you were to look up moron choice on Urban Dictionary, it would say that example. Shoplifting in China. At least here, the cops would be like, okay, let's just sweep it under the rug. China doesn't mess around. They hate us. You come off like entitled Americans when you're shoplifting.
So what's he going to do, like 10 years in China?
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy if they held it down? You know that the government's going to help them out. With all the connections and their brother playing for the Lakers, one of the most famous basketball teams, you know they'll be okay. But man, if I shoplifted in China, Oh my God! Nobody would come save me.
I shoplift from China all the time, bro. I'm hardcore, man. Don't mess with me. I'll tell you what.
Oh my God!
Hey,
how dumb can you be?
Speaking of people that are negatively influenced, how about this guy who's positively influenced our community in Doc Halladay, the Major League Baseball pitcher that died in a plane crash tonight?
So, explain to everybody just everything that happened, because you were literally a part of everything. Explain who the player was, what happened. Just explain.
Okay, well, in a nutshell, I was driving, man, I'm going to put me on camera. Hi, everybody. I was coming up U.S. Highway 19 in beautiful Newport Richey, right downtown by the dump tower here. And I saw a Pasco County Sheriff's Office police pickup truck, which is pretty rare. You don't see pickup trucks, with police officers driving them. And it was towing a very large John boat, like a really big one,
Yes.
like a rescue boat, So it happened to, go through the intersection, so I went straight as the light turned green, and I followed him, turned into my old neighborhood in Gulf Harbors here. So I followed him into the neighborhood thinking there was, something going on. I saw the, Coast Guard jumbo jet-looking rescue plane and the helicopter, everything else going on there. And so it turned out to be a whole bunch of police officers and first responders at the boat ramp there in Gulf Harbor. So I pulled over, and I walked up thinking maybe I'll get pictures. I also have family that lives there, so I was on the phone calling my uncle. And I was illegally parked, and it was in front of a parking lot that had a bunch of signs that were up that said, keep out, no parking, the abandoned golf course that's in Gulf Harbor. So I thought I was going to get a ticket. So I walked over to move my car and ended up helping the officer move these signs to make room for where they staged the presser when the sheriff showed up and talked about what happened. At the time, I had no idea that it was Doc Halladay. I had no clue. I just thought it was maybe a jet ski accident.
Why is everyone saying his name's Doc? I knew him as Roy Halladay.
Roy Halladay. Doc's a nickname. Yeah, Doc's Doc Halladay. Do you like Doc Gooden, like Dwight Gooden?
Mm-hmm.
Roy Halladay was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Dude, I watch baseball. I know.
So anyway, that happened. I helped move signs for the Pasco County Sheriff's Department for 2 minutes, and then I asked what happened. I felt like, if you help the cops, you could probably get away with asking what happened. And he said it was a small plane crash, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, okay, have a great day.
Dude, what's very eerie about this thing, as I'm putting on Hoppe TV on the phone, such a professional setup. What's very eerie about the incident with Roy today dying is it's like 1 in a billion that it would be someone like him. Like,
yeah, apparently he's a pinnacle in the community here. A cornerstone. He coached his son's baseball team. He was like the pitching coach.
He was just such a mild-mannered guy. He was one of those low-key players. Like, my girlfriend hadn't heard of him, and it's not even a bad thing. It's just like he was so low-key. He never, ever had any off-the-field issues. Like, my girlfriend knows who Derek Jeter is, or my girlfriend knows who LeBron James is, or Peyton Manning, the players of the sports that we watch, all the main players. But Roy was kind of a low-key guy. Like, unless you didn't watch baseball, you didn't really know who he was. But the thing was, he was so great that now people are like, man, he did pitch a perfect game in the playoffs. Like, he was that special player. It's like you look back on it and you go, man, we really take for granted a lot of times watching these athletes, because it seems like after they die, that's when we go, oh, wow, he's an all-time great player. Like, it's weird to think about. Like, he was really good. Like, I know that's riveting sports analysis. I'm just saying, like, whenever you went up against Roy, you had no chance of winning the game. None.
A couple of fun facts about Roy Halladay. Obviously played 12 seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays, who trained in Dunedin, which is only 20 minutes from where we're at right now. His plane crashed tonight 2 stoplights south of the dump tower that we're in right now, right down the street. And also, he donated funds to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office a while back, and they used that money to purchase and train a canine, a dog, and its name is Doc. So the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is very close, and if you watch the live feed on their Facebook page tonight, you could see one of the officers in the background. He was crying the whole time. It was sad. It was, he brought a dog for the department. It was pretty cool.
The sad thing about it, too, is the fact He did not. His wife, rather, did not warn Roy at all flying. There is a video, I'll tweet it out at Ryan Hoppe Radio, of her being so against it. And she goes, yeah, I just let him do it. Man, that's something that never leaves you until you die. Literally knowing that you could have even fought more hard. Like, she probably saw, like, his flying skills weren't the best, and maybe he wasn't completely focused. I'm not being rude, but his wife obviously saw something in him.
Or maybe she said that every time he went out, you know? Because, I mean, that's your husband getting in a plane. From what I read today is that his father was a corporate pilot, you know? So he's been around planes his whole life, and if you look at his Twitter, because I didn't follow him before, but I looked at his Twitter tonight, and it shows him...
Roy's?
Yeah, Roy Halladay, Halladay.
Yeah.
And if you check it out, you'll see pictures of him in his plane, videos of him with that same plane that he crashed in. It was some weird, expensive, amphibious, small craft, two-seater that almost looked like a motorcycle with wings on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that he was probably a very skilled pilot. It's in his blood. It's his whole life. He's been around a pilot, his dad, you know? So...
what do you think went wrong?
I saw on the Pasco County Sheriff's Office Facebook page that there was a witness in the comments and said that she had seen it smoking and knew that there was trouble, but she didn't think it was going to crash. And then later she saw the news or whatever. I didn't see anything except for the rescue.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You see smoking coming from a plane, you don't think anything's going to happen. If I see smoking coming from a plane, I immediately know something's wrong. And I'm not trying to rip into that woman, but I immediately go, something's up.
It was more like a glider than a plane, you know? It was definitely
either way, if smoke comes from anything, I immediately think bad. Like, I was at the Amalie last week working one of the Tampa Bay Lightning games that I worked, and I saw smoke in the background, and I was like...
He crashed in 6 feet of water, just so you know. That being said, the small craft, 6 feet of water, one passenger. Anyway, what happened at the Amalie? I'm sorry to interrupt.
There was smoke we saw in the background. I was working a gig, and I immediately go, I hope everything's all right. Whenever I see smoke in the air...
Especially downtown. I mean, there's not a lot of areas down there to, have a controlled burn. You know what I mean?
You know what's weird? I wonder what it's like. Like, you're Roy, and a few things go wrong, and you go, fuck, I might die now. I wonder what that's like. I know it's a creepy thought to think about. It's very morbid. But I wonder what that's like where you're going down and you're like, oh,
this is it.
It's been a nice time playing in the MLB. It's been real. Like, how eerie that must be where you're just going down and there's literally nothing you can do about it. And it's not like you're playing a baseball game where you lose and you go, I can just get the next one.
I can tell you from experience, I had a bad motorcycle accident in 2000. I don't remember anything of it. All I remember is the darkness and the sound of my helmet crashing, and then lights out, nothing, until I was in an ambulance. You know. So maybe it was that fast. Hopefully it was. You know what I mean?
Man.
But you're falling from the sky. It's a lot different than somebody pulling out in front of you on a motorcycle. You know
I wonder if it's so hectic and if your adrenaline's running so much that you don't think you're going to die.
You're
you
not
just
going to remember it. So he's got... I feel so bad even talking about it.
What time did it happen?
About 1 o'clock. About 12:30, I think.
What was I doing at 1 o'clock today?
It was like noonish, yeah.
It's so weird. I was just at home watching Netflix. It's just weird to think, like, what happens while you're doing nothing.
I was on 19, driving past the intersection closest to the crash site.
Yeah, for people that are listening and don't know, this happened in the Tampa Bay area, in a suburb city called Newport Richey. Kind of a redneck town. It's a fine town.
It's not a redneck town. It's beautiful out here. I got an executive home with a pool. 2,000 square foot home with a pool. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Come on now.
You didn't let me finish the sentence. I said it's kind of a redneck town, but it's nice. Like, if I were to make good money in radio, I would potentially live out here. It'd be worth it. There's some nice... I haven't even been to your house yet.
Oh, dude, you should come by anytime you want. And if you go down 54...
Christmas?
Towards... Oh, fuck yeah. Well, we'll be here for Christmas, probably. I've got a big...
We have our plans, Melissa!
Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, no, not
I have work this year, so I can't go home for Christmas.
No, you can't come here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we are. We'll do many things that day. We'll be fine, but man.
Fine, man. Yeah, if you go down...
Oh, wait.
What?
I'm working on Christmas.
Oh!
Wait, I'm working Christmas Eve. I'm working from like 4 p.m. till 6 a.m. going into Friday. So I'll probably sleep until like 1.
I'll be up the whole time because I'll be dressed like an elf. So just come by. I
might even sleep less. I might sleep till like 10, but I have to sleep. Ask Melissa. She's in the background. I am a cranky piece of dirt when I am tired. When I am a tired man, I swear to God, I don't mean to be, but until I get my morning coffee, Melissa, I am a cranky dude.
You're literally the worst when you're tired. I think that's when most of our fights come, is when you're tired.
If I'm tired from work or if I'm tired waking up in the morning, I swear I can be a moody douchebag.
Yep, confirmed.
Thank you. Thanks for telling me. I was hoping she would say, no, you're not that bad, Ryan. No.
He's hashtagging that video right now as douche. Hashtag douche.
Oh, man. We have so much to get into. Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Get the Hoppe Radio app, and you can listen live anytime, anywhere in the world. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this.
Hey,
hang on, what?
Happy birthday to Darlene Wells. Tonight's her birthday.
Happy birthday to one of the most sweetest and genuine and kindest bone listeners. Happy birthday, Darlene!
Well done. That was actually fun. That was the first time I ever had fun with you.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to go hit the head real quick now.
You gonna do what?
I'm going to go to the bathroom. Hit the head is a sailor term. The head is your... The head is what they call the marine toilet in the bathroom here on a boat. You never heard that term before?
No.
Hitting the head is I'm going to the bathroom. I'm gonna go get the other end.
We have at 7:30 in the morning.
I'm about to go live. What'd you say?
We have at 7:30 in the morning.
We have to get up at 7:30? Whatever. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. Hoppe Radio. All right. So in Naperville, this suburb out of Chicago, this teacher was accused of having sex with a teen. And I know you're going, man, Ryan, why are you talking about this again? You talk about this all the time. Well, here's the difference. The teacher that had sex with the teen got probation in a plea deal. And we wonder why this keeps happening. We wonder why we keep having issues where teachers keep banging the kids. We wonder why this pedophile action keeps happening. Maybe it's because the way we prosecute the women isn't as hard as we prosecute the men. And any teacher that has sex with a kid should at least get some sort of prison time and not a plea deal. Because then it tells the teacher that wants to bang another kid, another teacher will go, well, this teacher got away with it, so why can't I? All right, this is from the Chicago Tribune. A former Naperville teacher, suburb out of Chicago, who has been accused of sexually abusing the teen son of a friend, pleaded guilty Monday to other charges as a plea with the DuPage County prosecutors and was sentenced in probation. Miss Taylor agreed and admitted guilt to one count of a felony and a misdemeanor of endangering the health or safety of a child. In return, they dropped her 3 aggravated sexual abuse accusations. What? Huh? What are you talking about? Don't ever say to me on the news, well, why do the teachers keep having sex with the kids? Because we don't prosecute them hard enough. And the kids that are doing it aren't seeing this as abuse, I'd say 70% of the time. The kids are loving every second of it, but they're not aware that they're being taken advantage of. These teachers are gross. They're disgusting. They're awful humans. What I'm saying to you is, until we keep prosecuting people in an equal fashion, it's going to keep on happening. And I don't care if the teacher's good looking or a female. I don't care. They're pedophiles. It's no different than any male gym teacher who would do this to a female. We would want to castrate him. But because it's a good-looking female teacher, whatever. She gave the kid a good ride. No pun intended. Oh, yeah, whatever. Until we prosecute it in an equal fashion, nothing will change. Nothing. Don't you ever bitch about it.
I was just checking out the picture, the mugshot, and
she was hot back in the day, back in the 80s.
I follow her on Twitter, and I didn't know until just now. So.
Dennis from the Crowded Table chimes in on Hoppe TV. Your hot teacher wants to bang you, and you're going to say no? It's not on the kids ever. If a kid feels like they're not being taken advantage of and they bang the teacher, they don't know what they're doing because teenage boys are horny out of their mind. So it's never the kid's fault. They're being taken advantage of. Even if they want to have sex with the teacher, they're being taken advantage of because they're young, they're innocent, they don't know what they're doing. Even though they know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing. But the teacher, 100% of the time, I don't care what they look like. I don't care what ethnicity, what race, what gender you are, male, female, transgendered. I don't care.
That teacher is somebody's sister, man. That's somebody's daughter. That teacher is somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother. It is. Give her some
Guess
time.
what?
What?
What does it come to? She's going to have to undergo sex offender counseling. Oh, yeah, because that works.
Can I?
Listen.
Just throwing this out there. I've
What?
got a college degree. I could probably give her counseling. I mean, just throwing that out.
Here's why when they say, oh, they're getting counseling, that is going in one ear and out the other. Listen to me. Listen to me. And I've said this before, and it comes off controversial, but it's truly, truly how I feel. And listen to me, so nobody can mess up the soundbite. Listen to this, so nobody can chop up, Hoppe said this, he's saying it's like this. No. I will explain it perfectly, so nobody can throw words into my mouth. Being into kids, if you're a pedophile, is just like being gay, or being hetero, or being asexual, or being transgender. It's what you're into. Something happened in your brain wiring where you find kids to be attractive. I'm not saying it's right. It's absolutely awful. But that is what their occupation is. That is their, what's the word? Sexuality.
Their orientation.
That's their orientation. That's the word I'm looking for. There's no changing it.
That'll be $5.
You can like to think, yes, I'll give you $5 later. You can like to think that counseling will change it. But it's like when these crazy religious parents send their kids to gay counseling. That's not going to change it. Or if you were to send me to counseling and say, don't find your girlfriend good looking. There's no changing the orientation. You just hope for the best.
Is that what you studied at Harper Junior College? Gay counseling? I'm pretty sure that was your major.
My major was getting all D minuses. That's what I was good at Harper. Oh, man.
I went to Harvard.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
this whole counseling thing. We're going to get the kids help.
We're going to talk the gay out of that kid. We're going to talk the hetero out of that kid. We're going to talk the non-binary out of that kid. Come on, shut up. I'm tired of it. You know? How many times have you gone to the... I don't know, I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
No, the Target bathroom. I went there today. You know what I mean? I had to go to Walmart to get a phone mount, but they didn't have it in stock. So I went to Target, and it was like $34, and I was like, F that. So while I was there, I went to the bathroom, and then I had to think about it. Whoa, you know, what bathroom do I use, dude? No joke. I mean, I knew what bathroom I had to use, but...
I know what you're saying.
I was at the Target bathroom, is all I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I'm just letting you speak. I'm just sitting.
Yeah, but
I'm
you-
sitting back and I'm zipping my mouth. It's like as if my mouth was like a zipper. I just zipped it closed, and then when you're done talking about that, I zipped it open, and I go, "There's going to be no sound bites against me today."
I guess I'm screwed.
There you are. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio and get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop.
And go ahead and Google me at your Mr. Next Door.
Oh yeah, I'll follow you right now. Sounds like quite the enchanting time.
It is.
Where should we go, Kevin?
I'm going to go straight as an arrow, bro.
Me too. That's my decision. Woo!
That was pretty funny. How many hours is this show? Jesus
50
Christ.
minutes. Melissa, what time do we have to get up?
It's 7:30.
Why to 7:30?
You have to be there by 8:30.
It's already
Okay.
9:30. It's already 10.
Oh.
You missed your 7:30 by like 2 hours, man.
AM.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Sarcastic, yeah.
I'll be back in about 1 minute, just doing a commercial break.
Allow me to entertain, if I could, please.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's good. Oh, I can't. It's connected. Hi, everybody. My name's Kevin, and I'm here with this guy right here. He's looking through the same 4 sheets of paper that he brought earlier, saying, "I'll be right back after this commercial break. No big deal." Look at him. He dropped one. Oh, watch your head there, man.
Yeah.
How do I put that back? Like that?
God, you suck, Kevin.
That's perfect. Look at that. It's perfect. Oh, you didn't even move it, dude. You didn't even move it. It's cool. Let's go ahead and throw these sheets of paper anywhere.
I'll
you
clean
want
it up
there.
later.
Just throw that one right there.
Ah, man. We'll talk about 2 more news and then we'll wrap it up.
So many things I want to say.
But you hold it back. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Thanks for the warning. That's your warning. Mel, look at this haircut, man. Is that not the best haircut of all time? Look at that. I'm going to take my goggles off for this. Look at that hair. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful haircut. Oh, my God. I wish I knew the lady's name. I would plug her on Happy Hour. Don't wave at me like that.
Somebody chimed in and was like, "What laugh is that? What type of laugh is that? It's my laugh. Deal with it, or don't watch the show. It ain't gonna change." All right. Dude, how infuriating was this headline? Papa John's CEO blames NFL for declining sales due to mishandling of anthem protests. When I saw that headline, I thought it was something from The Onion. Here's why it's so crazy that the Papa John CEO said that the NFL is the reason his sales are declining. You want to know why, Kevin?
I would love to know why. Ryan.
I'll let you know why.
Tell me why.
It's because your pizza's terrible. Maybe it's because your prices aren't worth how good it tastes. If it was $5 a pizza, maybe, but the prices aren't worth it. And the better pizza is when you get it from a mom and pop shop, like Joey Brooklyn's in downtown St. Pete. I would get that 100 times more often than I would ever get Papa John's.
Hey, Joey Brooks.
Eddie and Sam's in downtown Tampa, Wayne's Pizza in Chicago,
My cousin
Giordano's. If I'm in Chicago, I'm never ordering Papa John's. I don't even know how they're in business in Chicago. With all the food that is there, you're disposable to eat.
At your...
Disposal, not disposal.
I mean, it is kind of disposable.
It actually worked out there.
Yeah. In and out. Story of my life.
Thanks for the image. All right. An NFL player takes a kneel. It says, Papa John says its pizza sales are taking a hit. The national chain, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL, is blaming its declining sales on the league, saying it's failing to handle the ongoing protests.
Well, people were boycotting the sponsors of the NFL. Papa John's being a big one. So their sales, suffered.
You know what you do if that's the case?
You make
If
cheaper
people
pizza.
are that much of imbeciles, if people are that much into not getting your pizza because you work with the NFL, maybe come up with some new ideas to bring people back. Complaining at the people for not buying it is just going to further prove their point to not come back. But maybe if you were more humble about it.
I don't know, man. They hit him right in the wallet. What'd they do? Papa John's pulled out from the NFL. That's what happens, man. I think it's
what I'm saying is,
move. Financially, it's a good move. That's,
what I'm saying to you, Kevin, is the fact that maybe if you came up with better food and better deals, maybe people would pay for it. Don't bitch and complain at the people that aren't paying for it. But say, come on in.
They were already paying for it. Papa John's had a $45 million hold on the NFL. Now it's down to like 20-something million, you know? They had to pull out, man. It's the fans of the NFL that are pissed off about the flag kneelers, and they were like, you know what, we're going to boycott all the sponsors till they make them stand up. If that's what half the fans or more say...
Doesn't matter. Gain them back. That's business 101. You have to fight adversity sometimes, Kevin.
I don't think that's adversity. I think that's just...
you know what? Come up with a better plan. Don't bitch and moan. Don't complain.
Come up with a better plan than protesting. Don't do it during the national anthem during a football game. Do it at home. Do it somewhere else.
Oh, don't go down that road.
I'm going that route, man. I'm just going
Oh, my God.
Well, financially, that's what hit them. That's what happened. That's their retaliation. That's the tennis match.
People are idiots, then. Don't blame it on the football players for doing their rights.
Both sides,
Oh,
man.
come.
It's rights without consequences. You have the First Amendment right, but that does not allow you freedom. That allows you freedom from arrest, but it does not allow you freedom from consequence. That's just the way it is, man. That's the way it is.
So it bothers you that players kneel?
I don't care either way. I'm just pointing out the facts. Papa John's pulled out because they lost $20 million in like 2 months.
So then come up with better pizza to get people back. You're a business owner. You're CEO.
Good. Come up with better ways of
Papa John's was never good.
People won't
ever.
work out.
Papa John's was never, ever good.
It was good enough to make $45 million off the NFL.
And maybe people got sick.
Nobody got
Millennials.
sick. Nobody got sick, Ryan.
What I'm saying is they're getting sick of the pizza.
They're not.
Don't blame it on the NFL.
They're not getting sick of the pizza, dude.
If this was Giordano's Pizza, or if this was some fancy restaurant, people wouldn't be boycotting good food. Don't act like Pizza Hut was some... Or not pizza. Don't act like Papa John's with some cuisine that everyone's missing out on.
Jesus Christ. Fine, you're right, Ryan. You're right.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I can see Papa John's pizza sucked. That's why they lost that many.
Did you think Papa John's was good? I never felt good about myself after having Papa John's. I never went, oh, it's a great meal. Oh, it's great.
Good enough to make that much money off the NFL. And when the people...
And maybe people are sick of what it tastes like.
That's not why they quit. Stop saying that. Stop it. Stop it.
I feel like we've become a talking head show on CNN. We're just yelling at each other.
Jeez Louise, man. I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, dude, the guy's always been unlikable. Millennials don't have money to go out shopping as much. I'm not saying that...
That's why, but that's why.
I'm not saying the NFL shouldn't be blamed, but... Even if that's potentially the case, just fight adversity. Come up with better deals. Say, I know you guys are mad at us, but come on in. We'll hook you up. Don't bitch and moan. Because when you bitch and moan, the people that are already doing the protests of your pizza aren't going to come back because they're annoyed that you're calling them out. So you're losing all those sales. But maybe if you actually say, sorry, come on in. We have good deals. Americans are idiots. And for a whole day you have free pizza, people will go. You don't lose that much money. Pizza's not that expensive to make. If you do something to take people in, there's nothing you're going to do to fix it.
Free pizza?
I'm telling you, if you had some special, if you had some special for good PR, you could easily bring people back. Don't bitch and moan that people are opposed to you being a part of the NFL. Just make better food, and you'll draw people in. This is just Papa John.
You are such a millennial, dude.
This is Papa John complaining that not everything's going well for him, so he wants to blame it on somebody else because there were reports that they weren't doing well because he's a raging narcissist that liked having Peyton Manning in his commercials. And for so long, Papa John looked cool. He looked awesome.
We should do a separate show from the Kevin Holly Show and from Hoppe Hour. Yeah. And it should just be me and you, millennial versus Gen Xer. And we could go on and on and on. But you know what? I don't have the patience or the tolerance for you goddamn millennials.
We suck. We don't do anything right. We're going nowhere in life. We're doomed. That's why you listen to my show.
So you're saying basically, Hoppe Hour. You just Hoppe Houred me. Did you just Hoppe Houred me?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. So you're saying basically, dude, fuck this, it's not over. You're saying that their pizza sucked, had nothing to do with the protest, so make more shitty pizza for cheaper. And then
Make better food. Find a better recipe.
Okay.
Find a better recipe. Don't bitch and moan. Find adversity. Life's not going to always be fair. Figure out a way to make it happen. Boo-hoo, Papa John. Cry me a river.
I love it. Hey, man.
If a millennial complained that their sales were down, oh, how dare he complain? Oh, when it's Papa John.
Listen, here, off the record, after this, dude, I'm really hungry. You want to get some pizza?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm thinking about there's a Papa John's.
Are you being? Oh, I thought you were being serious to get food.
I am now. I'll buy you Papa John's tonight. If I buy you free Papa John's, are you going to eat it? Or are you going to be too proud of a fucking...
I don't care. I just hate that he was complaining.
But I can't eat that now, Kevin. I can't eat it. I'm too proud to eat the Papa John's now.
I'm just not going to buy it.
Whatever, man. Well, I'm buying it for you. I'll buy it all.
Are you being serious?
No.
Oh.
You
Got
got
it.
too excited.
In theory. Yeah, I'm serious in theory. Jesus. Buying pizza? Not till they cheapen it up.
Exactly. Okay, so you should have heard the conversation that me and Kevin had during the break. He offered to go buy me pizza, and he said, I'll go buy you Papa John pizza as like a joke, and I got excited. Listen, just because I find Papa John to be a raging narcissist and an idiot doesn't mean that I wouldn't take his pizza for free. I don't even have the money to get pizza. I eat ramen noodles for dinner. I don't make a lot of money. I can't afford it. But what I'm saying is, bad pizza is like bad sex. At least you had it. Even the worst frozen pizza, you go, that was okay. I kind of banged the ugly girl, but it was okay. I got laid. I had intercourse.
You ever take a white flour tortilla
No.
and put pizza sauce and cheese on it, throw it in the microwave, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Sounds amazing. Sounds intriguing. Like it'd draw you in. All right. I have some sad news to report. You ready for the sad news?
Another hour of the show?
No, that would actually be good news. That would be what would draw people in to keep listening.
Yeah.
No, the sad news is that Hoppe Hour is about to end.
No.
But that doesn't mean that you can't listen at any time and anywhere. Get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iOS shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, HLPPE Radio. Also, go to Metro PCS at 4330 North 40th, and that's in Tampa Bay. Call them at 813-628-8622. That's 813-628-8622. If you go there and tell them that I sent you and that you heard about it on Hoppe Hour, they will hook you up with a great deal on Metro PCS. This has also been brought to you by Solis Graphics out of Duluth, Minnesota. My guy Nicholas Seymour makes those decals. Go to tinyurl.com/hoppyhourdecal. It's tinyurl.com/hoppyhourdecal. Also, go to tinyurl.com/hoppy t-shirts. It's brought to you by the Tampa Bay Band. They make my Hoppe Hour t-shirts, and proceeds go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So check it out. tinyurl.com/hoppy t-shirts. Tweeting me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, RyanHoppeRadio.com. Check me out, Ryan Hoppe Radio on Gram. Snapchat me at Hoppe Radio. And email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. What up, Kevin Holly?
Hey, man, KevinHollyShow.com. Dude, thanks for coming tonight, man. I had a blast.
Dude, this is my favorite time of the week, is hanging out with you. Coming here. I love
that's
it.
so sweet, man. I enjoy it.
I have so much fun coming here. I hate recording in my house. I feel like I'm in a mental hospital just ranting.
Oh.
It feels good to be amongst friends.
Oh, I mean, let's
All
not
right.
take it too far, bro. I'm just kidding. I love you, Ryan Hoppe.
Maybe I won't come back then. Hoppe Hour's canceled. I quit radio.
Oh, shit.
No one likes me. Whatever.
Go eat some Papa John's.
All right. Sounds like a plan. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing off.